Hey guys, today's video is going to be about the film Hotel Artemis. It's just me today. Unfortunately, Ellen couldn't make the screening, so I went with a bunch of friends to a Cineworld Unlimited screening. This film is being released in the UK on the 20th of July and I saw it on the 10th, so a good 10 days early. I was really excited for this film just because it looked like something different, something original, and I'm all about original stories. So Hotel Artemis looked right up my street. Let's talk about it. So Hotel Artemis stars a bunch of big name stars. We have Jodie Foster, Jeff Goldblum, Sophia Boutella, Dave Bautista, Charlie Day, Sterling K. Brown, lots of big names in this movie. This cast is just all around really, really great. And it tells the story of Los Angeles in the not too distant future. I believe it's around 2028 or 2029, and it's in a dystopian world. Riots are going on. Los Angeles have now cut off the public water supply and people are not happy. It is just a city filled with crime and riots, and it's all just a bit chaotic. And in the midst of all of this, there is this hotel called Hotel Artemis, which is run by the nurse, played by Jodie Foster, which it is a hospital for criminals. And they have certain rules such as no weapons, no killing the other patients, no cops, so on and so forth. You get the gist of the movie. So our whole storyline is just basically about the nurse going about her daily shift on a Wednesday when things just start to spiral completely out of control, when you have a cop coming in and the Wolf King, who's played by Jeff Goldblum, who basically rules the whole of Los Angeles and basically owns Hotel Artemis, and things just get very, very out of hand. Now, I wasn't too sure how to feel about this film. At the start, it felt kind of clunky and like it didn't really know what it was going to be, and it doesn't seem to have much of a storyline, but in the end I sort of knew there isn't much of a storyline. This is the storyline, having Hotel Artemis, the hospital for criminals. It's a very cool original idea. It takes a few like little tips from John Wick, obviously, because that's this hotel for sort of assassins. And I actually ended up really enjoying this film. As I said, it was original, it was cool, the music was great, the cinematography was great, the acting from the cast was great because it was just so wildly hilarious and entertaining. I particularly loved Dave Bautista. I've loved him ever since seeing him in Guardians of the Galaxy, just because he is so, you know, hench, but he says all of his comedic lines with such like a blank face, and it just works perfectly every time. I'll never get sick of it. I think Jodie Foster was great as the nurse as well. She had a very harsh backstory as to why she started out Hotel Artemis, and I think that really added a lot to her character. All of the other characters are actually named after their like hotel suites, so there's like Niagara or Honolulu or Nice, and Nice was played by Sophia Boutella. She was a female assassin, and I really, really loved her character in this as well. She's just great. I've loved her since Kingsman, and then seeing her in Atomic Blonde, and then this. She's just such a freaking badass, and she always just plays badass female characters, and I love it. She has so many great fight scenes in this film. I just loved watching them. I think the only kind of faults I had with Hotel Artemis was the fact that there wasn't a huge story. I think there maybe could have been a little bit more background to some of the characters, maybe some more flashbacks. It was nice to kind of have them be ambiguous in the beginning because they are these criminals, but it would have been nice to see like a different side of them throughout the film. And another issue I had was that the film was around 93 minutes long and it felt a lot longer, if you know what I mean. There was a lot of story to cram into a short amount of time, and I feel like it just dragged at some points. There was a lot of dialogue and not so much action. Considering this is supposed to be sort of an action thriller sci-fi movie, there's a lot of talking and not so much action. It gives a lot of build up to its finale scene and half doesn't deliver what you're expecting. I'll admit it's badass, it's super, super cool because Sophia Boutella's so cool, but I feel like the finale was a little bit underwhelming considering how much they picked it up. But if you're into like original sci-fi movies, original thrillers, if you like the look of Hotel Artemis, definitely go see it. It's worth it just for the cast, the cinematography, because this film just looks so fucking cool, and the soundtrack. Just, it's a cool looking movie. It's not going to change lives, but it's freaking cool. That's the only way I can describe this movie, is cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Hotel Artemis. If you have seen the film, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments, and what other original sci-fi thriller dystopian films would you recommend that I watch? Because I really kind of enjoyed this one. So as always, all of our social media links are down below in the description. There is Ellen's channel, there is my channel. If you haven't already, please go subscribe to them for more content. Hopefully next week I will be back with Ellen for a review. Not sure what it's going to be yet, but fingers crossed we will be back together on the screen. Finally, thank you guys for watching. Okay, bye!